Hello, Eurovision party people. Welcome back to Eurovision is My Religion, a weekly podcast where we casually chat, laugh, and cringe at the Eurovision Song Contest. Join us and our diverse opinions as we dissect the Euro madness. It's chill, it's funny, and it's the Eurovision hangout you didn't know you needed. I'm Katrina, your host today, and with me I have Give Me an Italian Ballad, Simona.
By rumore, sì. Hello, everybody, and you're welcome.
I am, surprise, betting on Norway this year, August.
I don't know if I am, but yes, I'm here. I watched the selection and I'm not sure.
And half of the songs will be toilet break songs. Gerda.
I stand by that.
Just like every year. So
maybe Gerda just goes to the toilet a lot.
I do drink a lot of water, so yes.
Has been a busy week in the Eurovision world, and we have quite a few things to cover. We had auditions in Moldova. We had first heats in Norway and Lithuania. Quite a few new artists were announced, and of course, social media is as busy as ever, covering all the Euro madness. So I suggest we kick off with Moldova. So Moldova had its auditions.
Shooting as a rocket to the sky, we reach the stars, moving fast, building large, we know.
So 30 songs were...
Question.
Yeah.
Auditions.
Yeah.
They're not heats.
No.
Is that... I mean, they were all solo singers.
Yeah.
Does that mean the jury is only testing their vocal performances and the staging comes after?
I disagree. I don't think nobody was testing any vocal performances.
I didn't understand the concept straight away. Like, it was just like solo singers on a stage, no kind of dancers, no staging. Like, very kind of,
Yeah. I think that's why it's different from the heats. Like, auditions, they are supposed to select songs and singers they like, but we were not seeing the final product. Like, they were not presenting the product that would see on the Eurovision stage, right? That's gonna be left for the national final show that will take place in a few weeks.
So what's the difference between the heats and this? Is this the pre-stage before the heats?
No, okay. They have no heats.
Oh,
after
what is the heat then?
There will be just the final with 10 songs that qualified. That's it.
It just felt like the jury were selecting singers, but not necessarily the performance. So then they go to the final, and then they'll have the same song and the same singer, but with the performance.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking. I was thinking, what is the entry criteria to enter these things?
In Moldova?
Yes. Well, anywhere.
I don't think anybody can enter. I could sing that.
It feels low.
Some YouTube comments said that it looks like a drunk karaoke with friends.
Indeed.
Yes.
Very much, no?
That's
or
exactly
like some kind of school talent show, where everybody comes and like pretends that they can sing, but they can't.
And they're very confident in a way. They're very...
No. I had the pleasure of watching the whole show, the whole of Moldova's audition.
You took one for the team, Simona. Thank you.
And I can tell you that not everybody was confident. There were literally people who were standing shy and seemed to be scared. And also a lot of people who didn't know how to use microphones for an interview afterwards.
Were they forced to enter the competition? Like, what's the backstory there? Like, surely it's not your first time singing. If you go to Eurovision,
it's like jury duty in the US. You have to apply once in your life.
Given how small Moldova's population probably is, and given how many auditions I've seen, though some people entered twice, so I saw one girl appearing
with
twice.
2 songs. Yeah. So the main thought in my head throughout that interesting experience was like, trust the process. Moldova always sends great songs. I loved Pasha Perfeni last year, the Train song year before, the great hits from Sunstrong Project.
Mm-hmm.
The
sax guy was Moldova?
The sax guy, exactly.
It's trending again, like the sax guy.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Just keeps on coming back.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. they do send great songs like that. So I'm like, trust the process. This is not the final product. They will make this happen. They can do it.
There is one song that they can send. Out of all of those, there's one girl who is not tone deaf. So maybe she's the one that gets sent, right?
I think she must be the one that qualified first, right?
Yeah, so I like two songs, and both of them were first and second, and both of them, if not the only who could sing quite well, it seemed like. So yeah, they both are in. So I think they are probably realistically are there. One of them will be there. It's either
Natalia Barbu.
Yeah, Natalia Barbu.
Or the anti-princess.
Or anti-princess, which I would say it's like Britney toxic a little bit.
Yeah, no, it had a catchy rhythm.
Yeah, definitely very catchy. The Natalia, yeah, she could sing, so that was already in for me.
I think Natalia's performance seemed like the most developed one because she kind of had like a costume on, or like it just felt like, okay, like it's something to do with Eurovision. The others were just like, seemed like they were picked up from the street and sent to this stage.
I made a comment, when you have a important office meeting at 2 p.m. and Eurovision auditions at 3 p.m. Like so many office attires
even
on
the
stage.
Presenter was like wearing some random, just a t-shirt. I suppose very relaxed like that. It's casual. Like to draw attention to one particular song who somehow did not qualify, but oh well. It's a song called Married to Twins.
Oh, yes, I watched the video.
And it's a song about a guy singing that, he would like to marry twins because if one can divorce me, the other is still there. Or when one is pregnant, the other is not. And I'm quoting the song.
Wait, what was the singer of the song?
I don't know. I just wrote the name of the song.
I don't know the name of the guy, but he has a very bony appearance. He's like he's walking around the stage a little bit creepy, I think.
He did, and I couldn't understand initially the words.
I think I remember that performance. And did you see the dude who was singing a hard rock song sitting on a bar stool?
Yeah.
At first I was like, okay, like surely, give him a benefit of a doubt. The guy might not be able to walk well or stand well, but he was absolutely fine walking after the performance. He just decided to sit on a bar stool during his performance of a hard rock song. And what about the grandpa?
Oh yeah, there was this very old person
singing almost like a children song, if you can call it singing. Apparently he's famous in Moldova. He's some sort of national hero, but
or maybe children TV shows or something.
Shit, it's not sounding good, guys.
Yeah,
the way
it's just the more you say.
I was gonna say something, but then you said that he's a hero in Moldova, so maybe I'm not gonna make any.
Oh, I didn't really look into him. I'm going off some random Reddit comments.
I have another song. I wrote some lyrics because I was intently watching. Another song is DNA.
And this one qualified, right? Because
Okay, so let's listen what people qualify then. I want you, your DNA. I want you deep inside of me. And it sings basically about somebody being deep inside of that person. Followed that by la 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 la, and that's it. That's a song.
Lovely.
So it's about love.
I wonder what part of DNA, how we're gonna sample the DNA.
Is she singing in English or?
Yeah, that's how I know.
Oh my god.
She wants him
so Eurovision is just for adults now?
It's a song about the most beautiful of human emotions, love.
Yes.
In a very forward way.
In a very direct, beautiful way.
August is a fan.
I think it's genius.
Is August horny?
No.
Okay, so these were just the auditions, not the final product. Let's see what the final selection brings. We will surely be revisiting Moldova in the coming weeks. Now, with Moldova out of the way, let's chat about Norway. maybe a slightly more exciting conversation at this point in time. I have to start with Norway's biggest fan at the table, August. What were your thoughts on the 6 participants in the Heat this weekend, and did your favorites made it?
Yeah, I think I may have a bit of an existential crisis if that's how it continues. I think Norway generally sends something fun, and I like something pop and maybe a bit cheesy usually, but I think the 6 that performed this week, they sound like versions of songs that I have already heard, but slightly worse or just not very memorable. I don't know, maybe the girl who is swinging from side to side.
Oblivion.
Yeah.
Swinging into oblivion.
It's something.
Oblivion.
Maybe it's something, but I don't know. I think I don't remember. I think already the performance.
So, question for you then. I thought you would really like the Goth Minister, which was the Goth.
But I thought
song.
this. Yeah, perhaps, but I think other bands do it better. I think I've just seen many of these weirder goth bands that look a bit more inspiring. And also his hat looked like...
goth it looks inspiring.
Hey, what's with the shaming of goths?
Yeah, man.
Apologies, it's just not the ones that draw inspiration.
Hashtag diversity. All.
Yeah.
Apologies.
But I think his hat also looked like it was made out of a carton box. You know, it looked a bit cheap. But that's
maybe his kid made it at school.
People were comparing it to Siren's Eye.
From Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
I mean, that's a person who really likes Lord of the Rings.
No, I like.
At the moment. How dare they?
I like, but I don't know.
I didn't like Goth Minister or whatever. Goth Minister.
So
Minister.
For me, it reminded of this band that August listens to, The Ghost, and we often have arguments about whether The Ghost produce good metal or good rock. So I came to this podcast, with a view to have an argument with August.
Okay,
and now he's not really engaging in my argument.
I can position. So Lord of the Lost.
Yeah.
The last year's German band.
Yeah.
I think they sing something similar in terms of style. They're leather,
on
dark
stage style, because their music was not, electronic random music. Where their music was actually like more towards rock.
This was rock.
No, that was some kind of electronic behind.
Yeah, but rock bands do this. I mean, you can mix rock with.
You're very purist in your assessment.
What is this glam?
Yeah, there are many different. Rock comes in different
Linkin
shapes
Park
and,
in its late stages. Linkin Park started to distort their sound, and you can use the whatever synthesizer.
It sounded like Dynamica, in all fairness.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
probably
a
still rock.
reference that people will definitely understand.
I think whatever the genre, there's probably levels to these things. Maybe difficult to qualify, but if you put gel in your hair and make it slick and dress in leather and scream at the microphone, you're not necessarily an effective alternative metal performer. It's there. I don't know. It has to. It's something about balance
but he
or
had
taste.
Black and white effects.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 non-fans. What about you?
I loved it. It was my favorite.
I could see from your hands put like that.
Yeah, my body language.
Yeah,
what
I
is
could
this?
tell that she's waiting to tell me off.
Right up my street. I do recognize that it's not like a real metalhead. Obviously, would not appreciate such a music and would say it's a complete joke. I'm not a metalhead. I only listen to that kind of music on a Eurovision stage, and I love it. It's right up my street. Lyrics a bit repetitive. I wish they had more diverse verses.
What do they talk about in the lyrics?
We come alive.
The fact that they come alive. Yeah.
Oh,
we all come alive.
And soon you will be one of them, and that's kind of yeah. And they are bad. And
it's dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
Wait, alive is good.
Something
No,
under your bed.
Come. So what's under my bed?
Have a look.
Jeez.
yeah, a bit repetitive, but was stuck in my head from the first listen, and the only song that was properly stuck in my head from this Heat. Watching the live performance, the little girl at the beginning felt a bit weird. Like that's like the last performance I would expect to see a child at. But yeah, interesting choice.
That's what they're playing on, right? Like
Yeah.
a scared child,
Yeah.
kind of this horror
Oh, right.
scenario, and
Yeah.
Like Lordi used to have.
yeah. For me, it was kind of a mix up between Lordi and Lord of the Lost, Blood and Glitter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was kind of more glam-ish than Lorde, but kind of in the same category. I would put all of them. But the thing is, like sometimes these songs in the Eurovision contest itself, sometimes they work, like with Lorde, and sometimes they end up being last, like Blood and Glitter. So I don't even know whether people like
was
this kind
painful.
of performances.
You know what for me works in Eurovision in rock? It's when it has a really nice melody. I think hard rock Hallelujah was something.
Could you please sing to illustrate?
Do I need to set
That was
my
a bait.
hard rock Hallelujah? Hard rock Hallelujah!
Well done.
How was this? Good?
I'm
Spot
sure
on.
our listeners
Then-
will
We'll work on
comment
it.
back.
We'll
Then
work on
a
it,
few
August.
years back, I'll distort the voice and
Auto-tune it.
auto-tune it. A few years back, Manga from Turkey, remember?
Yeah.
Vo-
a few years,
dun,
yeah,
dun,
like
dun.
2011 or something.
Dun, dun, dun. Was it? No, I thought I meant.
A decade
Oh
or
shit!
so back.
How old are we? Fuck! I thought I was 21. No. Yeah, I meant a few years before or after Lordi, I think. Or
Mhm.
Few years
after.
before after you were born.
Lordi.
Did you like the Rasmus?
Yeah, I like them.
Jezebel?
And yeah, also memorable melody.
But the performance
Da-da.
was not strong.
Yeah, it was a bit the balloons and yellow, but
Okay.
anyway.
Okay.
So moving on, Simona, what were your favorites, and did they made it?
Probably, in all fairness, my favorite was Oblivion. But I could see parallels with one of the Swedish performances with with the guys on the treadmills.
Oh, yeah.
And the
yeah.
dancers
And
were
office
really
attire.
similar and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So initially I loved the start. I really liked the start, the beats.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't like the main part of a song, but then it got stuck into my head. That's the only song that I could actually remember afterwards. I couldn't remember Goth person.
Interesting.
I could only remember
He's a minister, excuse me. Goth person.
Minister. But I could only remember na 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 that melody. So
It's very memorable. Yeah,
I quite
agree.
like that, and it was really good, classy performance. I think well staged, well done, and she seems likable as well.
But what's with the office attire? I loved one comment on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like The Office, the musical.
I think it's because we don't have to wear suits that much to the office anymore. You can allow yourself to go on
You
a
need to
stage
wear
with
them on
them.
the stage.
Yeah,
Fair.
I like the glitter amount of that our song.
Heart on Fire. Literally,
Yeah, Heart
the
on Fire.
note I made against the song is that Simona is gonna like the song.
No,
This
I
is-
didn't like the song.
Really?
I loved the glitter and I
Ah.
loved her legs. Really good legs.
For me, it was like
Again with
such
the
a
asses.
Simona song, funky, very happy, very light.
It felt very Barbie, and we
Yeah.
had so much Barbie things in a
Yeah.
year that I think I got tired even of that, even though I like that kind of.
Interesting.
stuff.
Okay.
For me, the Oblivion song, I liked it to the point that it was a very classic Eurovision performance. Like reminded me of numerous Sweden's performances.
Very Swedish indeed. Isn't
Very
it?
Swedish
Yeah.
performance, but I didn't like the swinging. Like it was so distracting the way she was
Mhm.
dancing. And it kind of just didn't fit with the song for me. It didn't fit with her costume. It just kind of all looked very out of place.
Mhm.
So I agree that it's a very catchy song. It kind of was in my head the whole day today, but it just kind of it looked disconnected for me.
Okay.
But yeah,
What about the?
It was
Your-
solid. It didn't stuck in my head at all. The second song that actually was stuck in my head was the song I didn't even like, Woman's Show. it actually got stuck in my head, but I didn't really like it. It brought me back to uni nights out back in 2011.
And what's with a Guitar Hero effect, honestly?
No.
So Women's Show kind of had the same vibe as one of the qualifiers from Lithuania that we're going to talk about. And I don't really like these kinds of performances where it's a joke, but it's not kind of an inventive joke. It's nothing new, right?
Yeah. And I think, you have to either have a really good joke when going to Eurovision, or don't do a joke, just go with a normal song that you like.
Croatia last year, the costumes, the kind of the props, that's a good joke, that's a good satire. This, it's kind of, we have these performances every year.
What about Ingrid?
I thought it was a little bit catchy, but just basic, I guess.
Yeah, I liked it. It surely looked like an entry from Cyprus, but ethno vibes, that's my kind of jam.
For me, it was lacking tempo. I wanted the song to be faster. I wanted it to be like a good dance bop, and it was just too slow for me.
Yeah, I think I was I saw like snapshots of the pictures, so I was kind of hyped up that it's gonna be that my type of song. And then it played, and I was like, no, that's too slow. I really didn't like the whole toilet paper pants and everything. It's just it was a weird vibe for me. I mean, nails looked good. I just objectified the whole performance.
Yeah, it's like Fuego from Wish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So no clear favorites or some.
I still like the Oblivion. I think they can improve on performance, and the song seemed catchy for me. I'm not sure if they're my favorite out of all, but time will tell.
And finally, very quickly, one performance we didn't talk about, the guy at the piano.
Oh my
Fredrik
God.
Haaland with Stranded.
Really stranded.
Yeah, it's a lovely song, but just something we heard so many times already.
Yeah.
I didn't find anything original about it. It's for me, it sounded like a background music in a rom-com.
Especially when the other songs were quite good, like they were quite catchy or memorable, like obviously different songs for different people, as we just realized, but I can remember all the performances apart from that.
Okay, so do we think, to wrap Norway up, do we think we saw the winning song from Norway already?
I think Oblivion will be top 3 for sure in the Norway's finals.
Overall, okay. I don't think we've seen the winning song yet. I'm looking forward to the Heat this coming weekend and the weekend after.
Strong finish, thank you.
Okay, moving on.
No, Simona, we haven't seen it.
I know, it seemed like it's special to me.
Mark
She knows something we don't.
You were the one supporting Goff Minister, whatever.
Oh, I like
Goff
them, but they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win. Just because I like them. That's not how the world works, unfortunately. Moving on. Lithuania.
I was surprised that I had favorites. Like I had a song that I liked.
Oh, I had one as well.
Which was rare for me. Yes.
Oh,
usually I watch Eurovision, Lithuania's Heat, and I'm like just disturbed by how bad it is. But yesterday, I was actually really proud watching that song and excited for the future.
Which one did you like?
Sylvester Belt, Luktelk, the dancing guy with the kind of red costumes.
Wasn't he channeling Benjamin Ingrosso, Sweden 2018? With red
Not
and black and trying to
maybe
dance.
in that way.
I really enjoyed that song as well. And this is just the first Heat, so they still have loads of time to improve it. I think the choreography is already there. The voice could be a little bit stronger. They might do some revamp to the tune itself. We'll see. But yeah, I see some potential there.
I wonder how well Lithuanian lyrics would perform on sort of this dance, not like a ballad or like more of a dance song. Yeah, because it's just that would be quite interesting to see.
Karia?
Yeah,
Karia
People are
had
craving.
tons more charisma than this guy.
I know. The point I'm trying to make is that people are really appreciating when people sing in their own languages these days. Like these songs are really appreciated in the past few years.
and people are hyped about the song on Reddit. I saw quite good, kind of encouraging comments about this performance specifically.
But not just Lithuanian people, because
no, I mean, on
when you
Reddit,
watch YouTube comments, it's just Lithuanians congratulating Lithuanians, and it's like, well,
no, I mean, you have to remember that this wasn't even the first pick for Lithuanian audience, right? But I felt like, I felt like it generated kind of reactions. I saw some Lithuanian bloggers that were hyping this up. I saw some comments on Reddit from non-Lithuanian people that were again very hyped about the performance. So I don't know. I think it has legs. Not the
as
Swedish
good
legs.
Yeah, exactly. I think
Not the same. Not the same legs, but
legs could be
still
improved, but the pants,
Could be improved.
not as much toilet paper as well. So that's an improvement. So I didn't hate it for sure.
I listened to it in the car, the audio version, and I thought it sounded better than what we just saw in the live performance. So maybe it's about singing and dancing at the same time. Maybe it still requires work, but
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Good. They still have time to improve, right? It's was just the first heat, and the second qualifier from the first heat was VB Gang with their song "Kaboom."
So unfortunately, this song stuck in my head today as well, and I just hated myself the whole time because it's one of those songs, as I said, with the Norwegian performance. They're kind of trying to make a joke, but I'm just already tired of these jokes. I want something new. I want a different joke.
And also it references chicken, and we already had Netta with chicken sort of moves sounds. I think that would be like not it just will sound like a duplicate of that in a way.
Yeah, and I don't know how you feel about. I think they sang part of the song in Korean. So how do you feel?
I didn't understand anything what
Did
we
they?
were singing, including the chicken. Chicken, I assume from the dance. So
No, I
correct
just
me
wanted
if
to
it's not
understand how you
chicken.
feel about languages like outside of Europe being used in Eurovision, because you have strong opinions about kind of non-English songs.
I think I
Eurovision.
have very strong opinions about Lithuanian
Okay.
songs, not necessarily ours.
because of the language.
I think it's probably something that I haven't moved on from my childhood, where nobody cared about Lithuanian language or Lithuanian performances, so we would never do really well if we sang in Lithuanian. So I think I got this image that we should sing in English because it's easier for people to relate,
And
to understand, and stuff like that.
Monica Liu didn't cure you.
So it is changing, so I'm much more positive now to compare. That's why I said like it would be interesting to see on this kind of track how Lithuanian will do, because I saw how well it did on with Monica.
Yeah. Gerda, do you like K-pop?
I don't think this
No.
is K-pop, is that?
I don't think
It's
this is
wanna be
not K-
K-pop.
Oh.
That's their vibe. That's what they are going
Okay.
for.
It's Wish K-pop.
I
It
feel
is.
like I don't know.
It looks cheap. It looks like a bad parody rather than actual K-pop. But
I
that's
thought
what
it's
they
a
are going.
parody.
That's what they are going for with the outfits, with the bright pink and bright blue, with the Korean language.
Like they kept mentioning Korea a lot in their post-performance interview, and I didn't understand the reference other than the language, because I don't listen to K-pop, so I don't really understand the genres in that industry. But just I imagine K-pop to be something different.
The vibe that I got, maybe it's similar to what you're saying, Gerda, is we're very silly. Look at how silly we are. Extra silly. Party Boy 69 does it better, I think.
Yeah. Shout out to Party Boy.
69.
Party
Yeah.
Boy 69.
And as I was watching the Lithuanian Heat and following the Reddit stream at the same time, the live stream, I found this one comment funny. Bald Lithuanian man doing bald Lithuanian things part 745. That's obviously the
Bald-
reference to the Roop as well.
Oh, right.
Roop and also the bald guy from LT United.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh.
yet again a bald
Okay.
Lithuanian doing bald things.
To add on that, I saw a different Reddit comments about obviously the Roop are kind of trying to qualify for Eurovision this year, and there are 2 other bands in Latvia and Estonia that also have kind of bold male leads. So the comment was that it's going to be the Baltics, which I found hilarious.
Oh my
Please
god.
get with you the Baltics. Oh, I beg you.
The Baltics.
So yeah,
Wow, that's a very good.
I'm stealing jokes now, but
It's a good,
let's go.
good brand.
No
So-
referencing.
Obviously, Lithuania has many more heats to come in its process. So my hope is that the best is being saved for last.
The Baltic man.
But generally, do we feel the best songs qualified, or we don't really care?
Yes, I think the most memorable songs qualified.
I quite like the ooh, 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 but it was very similar to actually Norway's Oblivion.
Which one's that?
You.
You?
Oh,
You. Yeah.
You song.
I stay.
Yeah, that's the one. I found it very annoying. Sorry, Simona.
That's okay. Like we said, this is supposed to be opinionated, and on the first episode we agreed on everything, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
good.
My favorite was Monica's Lou interval act.
I was thinking like,
So how did I miss
something?
Is she going for it again?
yeah. But on a more serious note, yeah, definitely Silver Belt with Looktel. So very, very glad.
Monica
true.
Lou is cool.
Monica Lou is an icon.
I did. I guess this is not for the international audience, if we have any. I did laugh at some of the kind of pre-performance videos and interviews where people who have attempted to qualify for the 3rd or 4th time say, "Oh, the other 3 times I didn't really try or give an effort." But this time it's different, and then send like the most basic song that is probably like either the same or even worse than previous years. And I'm like, no, you're just saying that. Like, I'm not falling
next
for
year
this.
we'll say that those other
Yeah.
times we're not even trying.
I think that sums up the Lithuanian heats pretty well. So let's see what we see next weekend. Now, of course, there were many other announcements in the Eurovision world over the past 7 days. Anything to share?
Right. I can give a quick summary of the artists that have been announced recently. We still don't know the songs for these artists, but they are kind of selected, and searchers will search the songs now. As we discussed before, it's kind of a process that some countries follow. So one of the kind of key announcements was Georgia's representative is Nutsa Buzaladze, and she is a former American Idol contestant, and she was 12th overall in American Idol last year. She also kind of participated in various other singing reality shows. She was in obviously Georgian X Factor, and
Did she win that one? Like the Georgian one?
Yes, she did. You've done your research.
I've only done this particular song somehow.
So yeah,
Not
so
surprised.
she must be pretty well known in Georgia for sure, and maybe even outside Georgia. And excited to see what song she's going to send. Another contestant representing Cyprus this time.
Tell me the length of her legs.
I haven't checked that, but she is also recently posted on social media that she's
Her
going
legs.
to Los Angeles to prepare for Eurovision 2024. So I just feel like
Her
there's
legs.
this American team running in the background. People are working probably with the best producers to just kind of achieve the success in Eurovision. But this particular performer, she's selected as a performer for Cyprus. Her name is Celia Kapsis. She was born and raised in Sydney, Australia. so maybe trying to get that Australian vote. And she's quite young and kind of went quite big and popular in 2022. So she doesn't have kind of the longest career, I guess, but she's really popular, and she's also an actress for some kind of teenager shows. For example, for Nickelodeon, that's kind of, I think, a big channel in all
She
over the
looks
world.
very Gen Z.
Wait,
Yeah.
so the comment about the legs, should we cut
Yeah,
it then?
should we cut
Maybe
that
it's
one?
inappropriate.
How old is she?
I will check.
Yeah, maybe check before we
I have a feeling she's over 18.
Google it, Simona. Google it. Maybe because you cannot disclose.
she's 16.
Okay, the
so
legs go away.
We have a sex
Please,
offender amongst
Wow,
us.
who
I
was
need
it?
to cut
Who
that.
said it first? Who said it? Simona? Oh, that's it.
Now you're smart to point to me. I
Yeah.
take back all my
Yeah,
words.
You cancelled me last episode, so
You cancel yourself.
No, you said. Oh, well, but you were the hammer. Now I'm the hammer.
Okay, so what's with the blame culture here?
It's about cancel culture.
And I guess another point to note is that Austria will announce their representative after we record this podcast, but before it will go live. So I guess this is one to comment for next week's show.
After checking the age.
Yeah, maybe we should check the age before making objectifying comments about women's
agree.
bodies, or just generally stop making them. But, what would this podcast be without them?
Is it true that Austria is the same as Australia?
Yes, it's a common misconception that these are different countries. It's the same.
I always knew it.
So
I always forget which it is.
I saw this thing on the internet, a meme or a fact, I'm not sure, that one of the Austrian airports have a desk for people who thought they were flying to Australia.
No way!
To sort out their travel plans. So,
No way.
So I think it is somewhat true.
Simona's face
Love
looks disgusted.
Simone is disgusted by people's lack of organization. Love it.
Damn.
Cool. I think that's everything from the kind of the main artist announcements. So yeah, let's move on to the next segment.
And our next segment to close off this episode will be social media echoes.
Echoes. Right. A few things to pick out. So, first of all, shout out to one of our favorite performances from one of the years I can remember, 2021 or 2022, Maro. She was really hyped up by Billie Eilish recently on one of the podcasts, where she was talking about her inspirations and how she wrote the kind of Golden Globes winning song for the Barbie movie.
No way.
She talked about one of the Maro songs, not the Eurovision song,
Yeah.
but I felt that was big.
That's
so
huge.
cool.
And
Imagine
apparently,
the number of people who will be checking out Mauro now.
yeah, apparently Maro is doing really well, kind of outside of Portugal and in the US. And I kind of read one of the comments just while kind of looking at this post, where somebody in her concert in DC kind of, I think Maro asked the audience how many of them know her from Eurovision, and there were like very few people that actually know her from Eurovision. Everybody else kind of just kind of organically came to know this artist. So I feel like, artists are doing well even outside of these kind of mainstream channels that we are aware about, like Maneskin.
Nice.
I think, Gerda, you should
Very happy for Maro.
quote Mara's song
Yes,
for
Gerda.
our people to know what you're talking about.
After the first episode, Gerda, I from friends heard the comment that you should sing more.
No, I didn't listen to the song, so I can't sing.
No, the original song.
The original. Saudade, saudade.
Oh God.
I thought you were asking me to
Wait.
do my research which
Oh,
song
God.
Billie
Oh, God.
Eilish quoted, and you're asking me to sing. No.
It's a Eurovision podcast, not a general music podcast.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay, cut this then. Cut this
No, we're
interesting
cutting- we're
piece of
cutting-
information.
No. It's awesome.
Relax.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Let's keep it all good.
Cool.
Anything else?
Then I saw a funny meme, maybe overplayed meme, about the Norwegian Heat, where it was kind of showing the women's show performance on one side and the goth minister on the other side, and we have Barbie and Oppenheimer. So I'll show it to everyone here, but I feel like I explained it pretty well.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's really good.
And then another interesting meme or kind of snippet from social media. I focused on the memes this week. I feel like, we need some fun on this Blue Monday.
Difficult to explain to our listeners on Spotify, but for those on YouTube, we will.
Meme is like
we
a
will
joke.
add the visuals.
MMA.
This is a tweet, so this will be easier to understand. But some kind of science kind of Twitter channel. No, that's not how they're called.
Did you mean X?
I don't mean X. No, I said what I said. It's Twitter. So they were posting this kind of news post about that 250 million years from now, scientists project a new supercontinent to form Pangaea Ultima, which is basically showing like this big continent combining all the existing continents. And somebody replied, "How is this thing going to affect Eurovision?" So yeah,
I think that Eurovision is already starting to create this continent by bridging
exactly.
over continents.
We combined Australia, so it's kind of a natural.
Talking of combining and uniting,
DNA.
Eurovision is keeping the slogan this year, "United by Music." Apparently, it was so good. They're keeping it.
Apparently, there are still reasons to be united for.
Or are the Swedes just being lazy and couldn't think of their own slogan?
I think they're just so tired of winning and hosting Eurovision that they just gave up, and they just they're too lazy to think of new things because they ran out of ideas.
Yeah,
I didn't want to think of a name.
I'm sure the Swedes will do a smashing job, though. At least in terms of organization, I saw that the live stream for the Eurovision final is already up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And I saw 5 people waiting for the live stream.
The stream is already up
on YouTube.
On YouTube.
For
nice.
11th of May.
Nice.
So the organization is quite spectacular, let's say. So probably the slogan was just so good they decided to keep it.
Yeah, I imagine the annoying task it would be if you are the marketing guy or girl and you have to come up with a few words that are catchy or inspiring. And I think all of the slogans are like, over the years, you think that now you can come up with things, but in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years, united, together, up.
Yeah, there are only that many slogans
down
you can
and
come
up,
up with. Yeah.
Around, triangle.
Yeah, just
square.
get to the legs and objectification.
Yeah.
Right?
So chances are they will just keep this one going forwards, which I think is a good one. Anything else from the realm of social media, Gerda?
Well, because you mentioned kind of political issues.
What are we doing?
Yeah, are we talking about Israel? Because that's like a hot topic on the social media.
No, I mean, I'll mention that a few artists signed a petition that they're not going to participate if Israel is participating in Eurovision. Some of the artists are kind of front leading or expected to win Finland's national selection, kind of strong runners in Finland's national selection. The first person to sign it is Lazara, so the French participant from last year's Eurovision.
Evita Tower.
Yes.
Correct.
The Tower Lady. So obviously I think it's a different podcast, so we're not going to explore those topics, but I think it's a running theme this year.
It's a big topic, and obviously very complicated.
The Tower Lady, she looked like Eiffel Tower. And she was representing France. That was probably the idea, no?
Conspiracy.
It's conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. There's no way. But listen to me. Hear me out. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but she's from Paris.
Why do you think why would understand ABBA conspiracy?
Yeah.
But why would you? Who would be benefiting from Lazara looking like an Eiffel Tower, please?
France.
yeah.
Generally, the country. Tourism.
It's a subliminal.
Who knows about
it's
Eiffel
like
Tower?
marketing for the
You
country.
know about
exactly.
subliminal
Nobody knows
messaging?
about Eiffel Tower or
Yeah,
us.
yeah. But everybody
Subliminal
knows about
messaging is
Lazaro.
a thing.
Yeah, yeah,
When you show little snippets.
yeah.
Okay.
Derailed.
I think
I
we
guess-
started well on the podcast, but it's been going
Cut this
quite
part.
badly towards the end.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay. We just can cut this bit. It's fine.
We never do. That's the problem.
Yeah,
we
cut
will
it.
do,
We'll cut it. We'll
We'll
cut
cut
it.
it, we'll
Yeah,
cut it.
we'll cut it.
Okay, so I think that's all we had to cover for this week. Thank you, my friends, for participating in the heated discussions as always. And I hope you enjoyed this podcast and look forward to reaching you again with a new podcast next week.
Bye.
Out.
Thank
Peace.
you.
Roger out.